Man, I was throwing my rubbish out one day and then I looked and I was like, hey, what's your name, bro? And so, I'm Donnie. And
yeah, I popped out the rubbish bin.
Yeah, no.
It's such a good song.
They nailed it, the tempo, the vibe, the energy.
Melody's so on point, production was dope.
It automatically transports you to that happy time.
It's on tonight.
Because Nesian Mystik, you know, Felidi, Donald, Junior, Awa, Demon Dave, Heath.
We grew up in Central Auckland. That's a big part of who we are and kind of our development. One of the things about growing up in Central is that it's a representation of the group, that there's so many different backgrounds.
But we were kind of the same in terms of the islands. I mean, I suppose that's why we blend so well together.
Yeah.
Just our cultural histories are so similar.
Yeah.
It's like a tropical salad, you know, fruit salad. It all tastes good together.
Nice.
Because we're all half-caste or, you know, Kiwi-born, city-raised, didn't quite know as much as we wanted to know about our cultures.
Many Pacific Island kids who are into music are now forming their sound in high school bands.
So we all ended up in the same music class and kind of given a little bit of a nudge in terms of writing our own music.
And it was kind of like just the stars aligning kind of meet-up.
From the sounds of the south to Central Auckland, here's Nesian Mystik from Western Springs College.
I remember, like, Dave getting obsessed. I remember Dave getting obsessed with the guitar.
Most of everything I play, the style that I play is all learned just from listening to the radio, picking things up with my ears.
He went away, knew a few chords. The next time he could play multiple songs. The next time he could make his own songs.
He'd go home and not tell anybody and then come back to school and he's like, surprise! Really?
I remember feeling like that they were like this like high school group that was like really popular, and we were like, damn, who are these guys?
We're really fortunate we have people that believed in us, such as Dean Godwood, AKA Cuba.
I'm Dean Godwood, AKA Cuba, and my part in the Nesian Mystik story was as their record label with Bounce Records, and also as the person that recorded their music in the Bounce Records studio.
We had like 4 songs.
Yeah.
One of them had gone gold, and it was the only song that we had out. So there was all this pressure, like, what's your next song? And we're like, well, it's one of the 3.
That's a little something, bro. You want to jam, bro? Let's jam. Let's do this.
There's something going on here which is very unique and very cool. They're from Tamaki, making music on a PlayStation.
We didn't have access to a studio. We had access to a PlayStation, though.
All our demos, all the writing process went through the PlayStation.
What was that game? Was it Music 2000 or something?
And we had access to a game called Music 2000. Once I learned that game, I was on my way.
So when I first met David, he was making beats for a broken PlayStation in his living room through an old TV.
With the help of Dean, we transferred all the sounds from the PlayStation onto proper software.
The recording process would normally be a case of building on David's pre-production, then bringing in Felidi, Donald and Junes to lay down their raps, and then Awa to do his vocals, and then I'd get busy with the mix down and final tweaking.
That song was basically the 4th or 5th song we ever wrote.
That intro is quite legendary, eh? Like, as soon as you hear it, you don't know what time it is. So I don't know who played those chords, but those chords were amazing.
I started jamming some chords. Awa started humming this melody along to it. So It's On actually came from him just saying, it on, and there was no words. Eat on. He was saying, eat on.
It's on. It's on
You know, I'm using the acoustic guitars, the bake, which was the island drums, and all the island sounds, and just the way they managed to fuse it and make their own sound is genius.
It was kind of like I wanted to showcase all our talents.
Forget about, because it's a commercial hit, you're like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, but They're actually dope rappers. They got sick flows.
Now automatic system and vinyl South connects. Microphone intimidation, impenetrable finesse. Typical mentality, a syndication of style. Prepare to battle on a mind generation. So watch your cipher, hold the vibe, and turn the lights on. For men to get with you, of audio system to ride on. Let bygones be bygones, you know you can't rely on.
It kind of resonated when I realized, like, we were number 2 and Eminem was number 1.
You've had gold singles, you've done national tours, you did Rumba, you were nominated for the Silver Scrolls. Has it been a bit like a roller coaster?
Yeah, it has. It's quite obvious it's a lot in a small space of time, but we took it quite well and just took everything slow, and everything we did, and just had a lot of fun with it, I suppose.
We started discovering who we were and what our sound was, and we started becoming comfortable, and it kind of really cemented, like, this is the starting point.
Nesian Mystik went from being young men fresh out of school to New Zealand superstars.
The winner is...
It's Nesian Mystik!
Nesian Mystik.
Nesian Mystik.
Nesian Mystik.
It was beautiful that Nesian Mystik, It's On, was the song that kind of was an indicator, you know, that we're about to come through.
The flame is world domination. We're aiming to take this music as far as we can get it. I mean, if they're selling music on the moon, we'll get there somehow.
Just like their album, Nesian Mystik planned to polysaturate the world, Nesian style.
What I love about Nesian Mystik and It's On is the boys are so true. They're just them.
Well done. Congratulations. So
Well done.
sweet.
It's a special moment right
It
there.
was.
Oh, you guys.
And we're always talking about PI, Māori people, striving to success.
Culture, family, like, values.
Just acknowledging where we're from. Just it's another way of saying, hey, I'm proud to play this. I'm proud that's in there. It's where I'm from.
Because of the content in their music, you could play it with your parents present, family members. There was no swear words. The topics were, I guess, safe.
And we ask for great things for our sons, for their polysaturated music.
Our family values, our cultural values, they all aligned.
They were embedded into us from birth.
And basically, it's just a build-up of the talent that we had as PI Māori people and just breaking the boundaries, whether it's music, dance, politics, teaching, that we're not just confined to succeed and just a small niche thing.
6 boys from the 4 corners of the Pacific and a wall-to-wall enthusiastic response.
I think it's a blessing that Nesian Mystik was the first group to get some commercial success because they really laid the groundwork down here in the community, and their whole vibe is a community vibe.
We wanted to kind of share what life was like for brown boys in the city.
When I think of, like, Polynesian spirituality and our oral traditions, like, starting to realize and make connections between the fact that there's power in what you say and what you do.
Yeah. Their tracks have become timeless. You can drop any of their tracks now on a dance floor and people are still dancing to it now.
You'll go out and people will play it. You know what I mean? Still.
We started off as best friends at school, so there's pretty much no stronger foundation than that.
It was solid seeing Pasifika and Māori people on the big screen, being themselves, being comfortable in their skin, and promoting, I guess, our people in a positive way.
I think they inspire a lot of Māori and Pacific Island people in the community to make music too.
It's On came out 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And people still sing along to it today.
It is a really fulfilling thing, but it's even more fulfilling when you feel like you come full circle and then you recognize the next bunch of people that are doing the same thing.
Inspire other people to look outside the box and even outside of that box and live your dreams and hopefully you succeed.
Body of spectrums, contenders wings to short-lived ones. We rock the section, complex and flow, like saber tracks and acting. Over the mic, Beastie Boys, intergalactic.